The rivalry week of the Rams, and then what about this? You said this a few minutes ago. You're like, you get up for this game. What if it was Carolina? What if it was Tampa? Would it feel the same? I've sort of gotten myself to this point with the 49ers. And look at it this way. The San Francisco Giants, for example, right now in this city are the team that's trying to get there. They're trying to become cool. The Warriors are the team that has been cool. And not that it's over by any stretch, but we know they're trying to hang on to that as long as they possibly can. The 49ers are the team that's here. They are here right freaking now. They are in the midst of this. They are taking over stadiums all over the country. Does that mean that they're the number one draw in the NFL? Debatable. I don't know if it means that fans around the country all want to watch the Niners, or if there's just a lot of Niner fans around the country, or if we've all got plane tickets. I don't know exactly what it means. I do know that the 49er fan base has become maybe the best traveling group out of the entire league. The 49ers, whether this ends up in a Super Bowl or not, I am as amped as I possibly could be to sit down every weekend or Monday or Thursday night and watch them, whoever the hell they play, because they are the show. They are the show. They've got the names. They've got the stars. They've got the results. They are, as far as I'm concerned, they are the show in the NFL. I understand they don't have Mahomes and Allen. I don't know. You watched them last week. Did either of them look like a show?
Right.
49ers look like a show.
They're a show on both sides of the ball. And I think in terms of the show, you look first at the brand, and the brand is probably not the preeminent brand, but you'd put them up there like Dallas
sure.
and New England and Green Bay.
Top 7.
Sure.
Top
even
7
top
for
5,
sure. Probably
I think,
top 5.
In terms of brand. And then you look at star power. Do they have star power? Well, they've got probably 4 or 5 stars who are near the top of their game. The quarterback's not one of them, which makes it even more interesting.
Yet.
Well, he's not, and I'm looking at the top-selling jerseys right now. And
sure.
I was mentioning earlier off the air that I was substitute teaching today at an elementary school in my community.
I wondered why you had a collared shirt on. Look at you.
And pants.
Get to YouTube. Dibs got dressed today. It's amazing.
It's
incredible.
I thought it was picture day.
I'm feeling fantastic.
So I'm out there as a sub, and I do a half day because I have to get here. So I sub from 8:15 till 11:30, and I'm walking across the yard at recess. And there are maybe 8 young boys, 3rd, 4th graders, playing football.
Be careful with this story. I'm already uncomfortable. But anyway, go ahead.
You have a kid this age, so you can understand what happens at recess. Kids
Yes.
play games.
Yes.
These kids are playing football. And I looked up to watch them play, and there's a kid playing quarterback, and he's rocking the Philadelphia Eagles #1 jersey.
Oh, for crying out loud.
He's rocking a Jalen Hurts, and he's trying to find Debo, who is open. Throw it, Jalen.
Oh, my gosh.
Debo's
Did he hold
running
on to the ball too long?
Well, they had no rusher.
Oh, man.
There was nobody counting
I hope
alligators.
JT O'Sullivan was there with the video so that we could break this
There's
down.
nobody counting alligators, and so it was Jalen looking for Debo, and I just looked at this, and I was smiling, thinking, of course, these kids, 9-year-olds, and, one of them's in Jalen, one of them's in Debo, but to your point about the Niners being a show, you've got Bosa and Debo and McCaffrey. Those are legitimate, big-time stars to where if you're 9 or 10 years old, you want that jersey. And then Fred and Ayuk, I get that, and maybe Brock Purdy after that.
Yeah, I wonder how far away quick aside, I wonder how far away we are from that.
From Brock Purdy jerseys?
From Brock, yeah. Brock being somebody that the kids, whisper to themselves as they're dropping back at the playground. Purdy looks deep. Ayuk, touchdown.
I'd say we're a year away.
Yeah, you're probably right.
A Super Bowl away or a conference championship game away, because if you're a grammar school kid, if you're, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade right now and you want to get a quarterback jersey, you're getting Mahomes.
Sure.
You're getting Hurts. Maybe you're getting Josh Allen. And then
you might still have a tray in your closet from last year.
Yeah, the Jimmy G doesn't fit anymore, but you might throw it on anyway.
You could send that one to my sister, by the way. She's still obsessed. But
really?
Anyway, oh, God.
Yeah.
Her fantasy team name in our family league is Doing It for Jimmy. I'm like, damn.
That's aggressive.
Lord.
That's aggressive.
Yeah. We couldn't even get her to agree to be in the league. And then we twisted her arm, and she's like, fine, I'll do it for Jimmy.
Is she married?
Very much so.
Well, it's better than
She's married to the Rams fan.
It's better than having her team name being doing it with Jimmy. That would be more awkward in a family league.
It would be more awkward, but still funny. It would still be funny.
I don't know if the hubby would appreciate it.
He's got a good sense of humor about it. But, all right, Redwood Dave in Redwood City, appropriately. What's up, Dave? What are you doing, man?
Oh, I'm getting ready for the Redwood City Rumble tomorrow. Woodside versus Sequoia.
Oh, man. Throw the records out, Dave.
And we're going to take it to them.
Yeah, boy.
But going for the hate for the Rams, I remember when, my dad and I would go to Candlestick. You would watch Steve DeBerg play the Rams. And even if the 49ers weren't very good, that would be the game we would always go to, because you always got the best game out of both teams. My hatred for them started then, much like the Giants and the Dodgers. I think the hate is there because that's the team we always play in the division every year. And along with that goes the Seahawks. And like you were saying, the hate is also there for the Cowboys, because that was the team we had to beat to get into the Super Bowl. And now it's turned to the Eagles because what they did to us last year. So they're on a collision course for the NFC Championship at Levi Stadium.
Yeah, I get that, Dave. Thank you very much. And again, to me, I guess there are circumstantial rivals that arise maybe with all the teams. It feels less so in baseball. I don't know. Giants got anything circumstantial going on? As far as...
Well, there was the Cardinal rivalry way back.
Yeah,
circumstantially.
That's a good one.
Will Clark with the famous fight at second base.
Jose Oquendo.
And just kind of the back and forth with that circumstantial rival. But in baseball, it's hard because you don't often face the same team year after year. Even think about the Giants' 3 World Series runs. They didn't really face the same team very often, if at all. I mean, there was a Reds in there was a Cardinals, and there was the Tigers, there were the Rangers, there were the Royals.
Yeah, I can think more of rivalries.
Of all the 3 teams, by the way, to face in the World Series, you faced 3 of the most faceless.
Random.
They didn't face the Yankees, the Red Sox, and, I don't even know who the third team would be. Right.
Rangers, the Royals. People would be like, we didn't know that they made the World Series.
Ever.
Right.
Well, the Royals eventually got one.
Yeah.
The Rangers, I don't think, have gotten one.
Nope.
And the Tigers' last one was 19-4 or something.
Man, and you look at that Tiger pitching staff that they beat that year. Just ridiculous.
Filthy. Anibal Sanchez, Verlander.
Scherzer.
Yeah.
All of them. Swept them.
All of them. They faced all of them.
Swept them.
Dude, Jack Morris.
Yeah, Jack Morris. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is totally random. And you're right. I think faceless to a degree. So, yeah, there's that's what I would call Philadelphia. This is a circumstantial, fly-by-night rival. Maybe not for Ponte and Joe. That might stick forever, and that's fine. But Philadelphia and the 49ers are not going to be a thing 5 to 7 years from now. Might not even be a thing 2 years from now. Hell, for all we know, it might not be a thing this year. One of the teams might end up not doing what we think they're going to do.
Right.
Wouldn't you bet against right now the NFC title game being the Niners and Eagles? I would totally take the field.
If you gave me that matchup or the field, I would take that matchup.
You would?
Yes, I would. Yeah, I would. I would.
I'll take the field.
Well, it's an easier bet to take the field, and I would probably get like 6-1 odds based on calling a matchup after week 1. Now, if I said Niners or Eagles versus the field, like, are the Niners or the Eagles going to be in the game, or you can have any other matchup?
No, then I would take Niners or Eagles.
See, that to me is more of a 50-50 proposition. If I get the Niners and or the Eagles, so you get every other matchup. You get Seahawks and Bucks. You get Packers.
Listen to you. I think that's
get Packers and
Cowboys.
Commanders.
You get the Cowboys and the Lions.
You get all of it. You get the Cardinals and the Panthers.
I disagree
you get them
with
all,
you. I don't think it's a 50-50 prop. I think it's way more than 50-50 that one of those two teams is going to make it to the last game.
Leaning my way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I get two. I get both of the best teams, and either one of them just has to get to the NFC title
You get
game.
the other 14, bud.
Yeah, right. 12 of which stink.
Whatever.
They stink.
It's early. The Rams are undefeated.
Who's the
when
best-
are you going to put some respect on their name?
Take Jalen Hurts and Brock Purdy away. Who's the best quarterback in the NFC? Exactly.
Ooh-wee.
Exactly.
Kirk Cousins. Yeah, Dak.
Enjoy that tonight. Enjoy that.
Speaking of
Prime
your
time Kirk coming up here in about 2.5 hours.
Is it really prime time if it's on a paid Amazon service?
Yes, it's literally on Prime.
Good point. I didn't think about that.
But even still, yes.
Eagles Niners have only faced each other 7 times since 2010. So to your point
Interesting,
about frequency, I think breeds contempt, and they played obviously last year in the NFC Championship game. They played in 21, in 20, in 17, in 14, in 11, and in 2010. That's it. So it's hard to have a rivalry when you actually don't play each other.
Right. That was the good thing about the Seahawks deal, or the bad thing, depending on how you look at it. But for me, I've sort of realized that was not just circumstantial because of when the two teams were good. It is circumstantial because of one player. I am nowhere near as bothered by the Seahawks when they don't have Russell Wilson. I am nowhere near as triggered by them when Russell Wilson, even with Pete, running up and down, all up and down the sideline, throwing red hankies and talking to refs and high-fiving special teams players because they got in there and got a block. Whatever the hell, I hate all of it. Doesn't bother me as much as Russell Wilson on third down converting 3rd and 9 with his legs. That's what I couldn't stand. Could not stand it. Could not stand it. And he's on the Broncos now. So who cares?
Right.
Geno Smith doesn't bother me at all. Not even a little bit.
And almost nobody's left in Seattle from the old rivalry day in terms of, players. And I know Pete Carroll's still there, but even last year when they faced each other in the playoffs, it didn't feel like that same rivalry. It wasn't Legion of Boom. It was Legion of Whom, and it was Geno Smith. And so it didn't really feel like that same level of it. But I do think that the LA one still carries weight, for me anyway, in terms of in-state. And our state is so weird, and you lived down there for, 10 years or so, right?
20.
You lived down there for 20 years?
20 years.
20 years.
Almost. Wait, from, let's see, 01 to 19.
18 years.
Yeah.
So you know it. I mean, you lived it.
Oh, yeah.
And you were behind enemy lines. And you know how it is down there. When their teams aren't absolutely phenomenal, they don't care. And when they're really, really good, all of a sudden, out comes the blue and yellow. Let's go, Rams.
But
it
know
is
what?
the Rams, right?
Exactly. Half the LA fans went to the Rams parade and went, "Yay, Chargers!"
Yay, LA team!
I mean, that's actually the one adjustment I'd make to the way you just described it. And it's why this rivalry, though I'm old enough to remember when it was.
Yeah, you are.
Okay? It does not hold the same weight anymore for me. And we'll take your calls on that. What does Rams Week mean to you? 888-957-9570. But here's the deal. You just said when they're not good, nobody cares. When they are good, they show up. I disagree. Not for football. Not for NFL football. When USC is good, they show up. When they stink, they don't care. When the Dodgers are good, they show up. When they stink, they don't care. When the Lakers are good, they show up. When the Lakers aren't good, they still show up. But when it comes to these two football teams, and I know it's only been a certain number of years since the Rams came back and the Chargers arrived there. It's only been a few years, but there are not that many people who really, actually care. And I watched it. I lived there when those teams arrived. And I can't tell you how many families I've watched. You get Rams tickets, and they'll bring the kids out there, and you'll see they'll buy a hat, and they'll put it on Instagram. Oh, look, here we are. We're at SoFi Stadium. It's beautiful. And then they go home, And if an hour after the game, if I ask them, "Oh, did you have a good time?" They'll be like, "Yeah." And then I'll say, "What was the final score?"
Oh, tough question.
Oh,
boy,
Mark.
that's a good question.
Mark, calm down with these probing questions. What are you, an interviewer or something? They have no freaking idea. So a lot of Rams fans, through my eyes, are acting like Rams fans. They want to be Rams fans. But you know this. When you grow up in a city, you live in a city, and you really love a team, it's in here. And I am pointing to my belly. I'm pointing inside the heart, your gut. It's in there. LA does not have that for these NFL teams. Some of the older fans might, and some of the young Rams fans may someday. Chargers, I'd say never.
Yeah.
Rams someday. But right now, you just don't have it, and the proof's in the pudding. Turn on the game this weekend. Whole damn stands are going to be red.
A lot of red.
It's all going to be red.
Yeah, and the fact that the Niners are going to wear their home jerseys makes it even more hilarious because it is basically a home game. So Niner fans are going to show up, and I wonder if the Rams being from Orange County plays into it at all because, as you know, being down there for, 18 years, I didn't realize it was that long, but Orange County and LA are almost as different as Sacramento and the Bay Area. It's pretty different in terms of
completely.
Completely. And especially the Rams were always Orange County and the Angels Orange County, so it was more of a thing out there in their heyday than it is now.
Yeah, like sports for me at least, it's all about that fire, and it's not really explainable. You know what I mean? Like you've either got the passion for this or you don't. And it's part of the point I was getting at with regard to the 49ers to a degree, I think right now being underappreciated. They are, in my opinion, the show in the NFL, maybe in sports. They're certainly top 5 or 6 shows in sports. I know they haven't gotten over the top and won a ring for you. I get it. But by the same token, can you give them a nod for when they take the field and the boom box is bouncing? Can you give them a nod for this is pretty freaking great? These are great players. They are a very good football team, and they're a ton of fun to watch. So I'm going week by week. I don't care who they're playing. I don't care. I'm not worried about the playoffs yet. I want to watch this group play. I got a fire in my belly for this team. And it's true for the Giants, and it's true for the Warriors. And yes, it bobs and weaves depending on what's going on with those teams, and that's what's really hard for Giants fans right now.
They're not a show.
No, they're not. They're boring as all get out, right? In fact, tonight, they're going to be incredibly boring because they are not playing. More on that in just a second.
Oh.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is you can't fake it. Orange County you're talking about, and no fire. Go to an Angels game. Oh, Shohei. Okay, and the Ducks got a half full building. Okay.
I almost got thrown out of a Ducks game.
Well, why'd you fall short?
Because I actually was in the right. I got whipped in the face by a Sharks fan on the towel giveaway during the playoffs.
Okay.
And I told him, I said, whip me again. And
dang, you went Pulp Fiction on him?
I was about to headbutt this guy in the face, but
you better be careful.
Security grabbed me, grabbed the other guy, and the security guy's like, oh, yeah, we've apprehended the whipper. And so they
called you the whipper?
No, I didn't. I got whipped.
Okay.
They interviewed the whipper, and they interviewed me.
The whipper and the dibbers.
They ejected the whipper, and the dibber got a 32-ounce beer from his buddy Dion, a.k.a. the Fijian, and back I go to my seats.
Okay. Beautiful.
But Orange County, very docile.
Yeah.
Other than the one fan who dared to whip me in the face with a towel.
But you're a Sharks fan too, aren't you?
I was that day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why did he whip you?
Because I was over-celebrating a goal. Sharks go up 1-0 in the playoffs, and I was, down the aisle pumping my fists. And
But so a fan of the Sharks got mad?
No, he was a Ducks fan.
Oh,
this
you
was
said
in
a
Orange
Sharks
County.
fan. You said a Sharks fan.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Now
I'm
it
a
makes
Sharks
sense.
fan. Sure.
Yeah, you're the Sharks fan.
Die hard.
Ducks fan whipped you.
Yeah.
And then got ejected.
He sure did.
Beautiful.
Orange County, bro. So weak.
Yeah, it's just not built that way. There's not a lot of sports fire. There are sports fans, but not really the Orange County games.
Right.
It's just not built that way.
Yeah, they get more passionate about Botox and chin lifts.
I mean,
and fake racks, Mark.
Angels games feel like they're not owned by Disney anymore, but it feels very Disney. They get the rock pile out there in center field, and people are dancing in between innings, and it's just kind of they're lollygag. It's just like whatever. It's not about like we must win this game,
Right.
Except for in 2002 when they all gave him thunder sticks.
Oh, jeez.
Crying out loud.
Too soon. Rally monkey.